Okay, welcome back everybody. So I am going to be doing a quick run over of our assignment from this week. So hopefully you are all doing well, staying well. I hope you had an enjoyable week off at home, not doing anything, I imagine, too much, but spending that time with family, not worrying about school or anything. So welcome back to the assignments. Be getting to work here. So our topic today is evangelism. You can view this on this outcome in Catholic Studies 10.7. So some basic notes. What is evangelism? By definition, evangelism is the spreading of the Christian gospel by public preaching or personal witness. The five elements of evangelization are proclaiming Jesus Christ, worship Jesus Christ through the sacraments, form a communion of people, give witness, and serve. If you look below, I provided a couple additional resources on this. One is a video of me just kind of going over them in more detail, and one is a bit more detailed online one, a little bit higher level though as well. So if you want, those will help you. This first one here actually does give you some good ideas with the actual activity as well. So if you do find you need extra help with that, please visit the link, check it out. I do go into the actual definitions of those as well, as you should already have had those in your chapter questions, so we should be good with that. Oh no, those chapter questions I have still. Yeah, so that's a good thing I added all this. Activity. So your task is to reflect on what evangelism looks like in our modern circumstances and then act on it. What can I do? What will impede my actions? What will my evangelism look like? These and more are very important questions to guide your journey. Note, I have no requirement for you to pretend to believe in God or share a message you do not believe in. I'll provide a supplemental explanation at the bottom for those individuals. As always with my class, I understand that we are all in a unique place in our own faith journeys, and I will treat that accordingly for all of you. So, step one, reflect. How can I evangelize? Share the word of God in our current circumstances. So, consider all the relevant questions. I listed some above. Obviously, you're going to want to reflect on what are the current circumstances. So, what options are available to you? What's preventing you? Uh, Looking at what forms of action can you take. So, these are looking at things like online work. How can you use TikTok, Twitter, Instagram to get out there? How can you use Zoom chats? How can you use text messaging, voice calls? How can you function in this world of social distancing? What are the different things you would want to evangelize on? What are the topics to discuss? What do those actions actually look like? Because remember, evangelism is action. Then for the actual step two is act. Yes, go out and physically act. You must perform at least one act of evangelization. You will need some sort of evidence for this. It may be a video of what you did or a detailed written description. Last go around, I did have a couple TikToks come to me, so that's always fun. I love those. But don't be afraid to make those public, you guys. Those are hilarious. They're awesome. You're not afraid to show yourself off in other ways. That would be part of evangelizing, is just sharing your willingness to learn about God. So it's not difficult, but if you do have questions on that, don't be afraid to ask. I can give you more ideas, more of a go ahead. Step three, share. So create a shareable final product for me. Be sure to include your entire reflection, the questions and answers to them, as well as the evidence for your action. You'll also need an additional reflection, a kind of post-reflection for this. So how did it make you feel? Whatever you did, how did you feel in the process or afterwards? Even the planning. How do you feel? How do you think you made others feel? This one, you might have gotten a reaction and you might get a response from the person. You might just have to assume or think about when you've been in their shoes. How have you felt? How are you making the world a better place? Remember, everything small or large makes the world a better place. Maybe you're making one person happier and that makes the world a better place. Maybe you're making one person understand God a little better in a time of need. That makes the world a better place. What challenges did you face? This might be related to the our circumstances of social distancing and all of that, but maybe it's more personal. Maybe it's the fears that you face of what others are going to think. I know that's one of the biggest issues, especially as a teenager, is what are others going to think of me when I'm out there evangelizing, when I'm out there sharing the word of God. It can be intimidating, and trolls online and all of that sort. It can be very scary. So what challenges did you face? And finally, how was your experience personal and how was it communal? That's a big part of evangelism. Remember, is recognizing both the personal and communal side of our faith and the evangelism process. So how is this both about you as an individual, personal, and how was your experience about the larger Christian community as well? So once again, there's an alternative at the bottom here for those of you that don't necessarily identify as Catholic or are in a different state in your spiritual journeys. Once again, I am accepting of that. You can still do this. So while I will still expect you to evangelize, you can do it in a more secular manner. We teach various values and encourage a certain way of living. Therefore, you can supplement step one. So to recall, step one was that reflection on how can I evangelize, which includes on what are you going to say and how are you going to say it. So when you look at this, so when you step one by reflecting on what Catholic values and teachings you find are socially beneficial and share those ones specifically. So even if you don't recognize the God side of it, maybe there's a specific value or teaching that you do find beneficial in general. And so you want to talk about that one and you just want to share that teaching. It could be as simple as forgiveness. Maybe you want to go out and share information on forgiveness and on being forgiving to others, which is a very fundamental part of the Christian faith, but you don't need to believe in God to forgive somebody. Um, so you do have that option for this as well, if you don't identify as Catholic. Supplemental assistance. If you need more assistance, please reach out via email. I will also upload a more detailed explanation for the assignment tomorrow. That is this. So you are set. Let me know if you do have any more questions. I am going to be tuning off here. Once again, this week I am going to be doing a lot more detailed work in terms of getting in contact with you guys. Given the lack of participation, I'm not sure if people maybe missed that first email to start. So I may be sending emails and calling home again this week, and maybe seeing if some of you are wanting to start tuning in. So thank you very much. Remember, everybody, I love you guys. Stay tuned. I'm going to have some more student questions getting uploaded as well. Enjoy, be safe, have fun. Bye, everyone.